I'm gonna see it and slam your phone
Screenings.
down and say, "Who's the wicked Nista now?" Hello, and welcome to Baby That's Cunt.
A conversational podcast about all of our favorite cons.
I'm Kip, your resident business bitch.
And I'm Joseph, your resident wickednista.
How are you?
I'm good. Been living, been laughing, been loving.
Huge. I think we have to reveal that we're recording this the day before the election. So
Yeah.
moods are good.
I wouldn't say I'm in a good mood, to be honest. I feel a lot of anxious energy, but I'm not feeling depressed and hopeless yet. So,
That's huge. A big improvement. For me,
true.
I think I don't have the energy when Biden there was the Biden debate in June, I think I already grieved the idea that we might lose. And so then I think now I just think she's gonna win. I do think she's gonna win. And if she doesn't win, I'm just gonna have to deal with that when it happens. I can't deal with it in advance.
Yeah. I mean, it's like in my head, I guess I already have a plan of like what to do if that happens. So
Wow, I have no plan. You're gonna have to text me your plan. I don't
it's
even have a
not
plot.
it's not a great plan, but well, we do
All
have
right,
some
well,
time, right, until inauguration. So
yeah, but if he won, and I think shit would start to get crazy pretty quick.
yeah, I don't know.
So we'll see.
Well, if you're listening to this podcast, you've made it through 1 week of post-election life. Hope it's going well
So
for
true.
you.
Yeah, it is interesting because in the past I have felt very anxious and not able to focus during election weeks and stuff. For whatever reason, I think I have so much things I have to get done the next 2 weeks that I can't let myself. Also, it's so funny. Do you see my neighbor has this American flag waving?
Yeah.
It's such a patriotic podcast.
I was wearing,
Um,
I have exactly one USA related clothing item. It's like a very
okay.
slutty tank top with a razorback. So it's like the gayest clothing item I own, but it does say USA on it. And I was wearing that this morning, and I was like, I should probably change for the podcast depending on what's about to happen to the country.
That's
So
true.
just in
I'm wearing
case.
my Democrat blue.
The blue wave?
um, yeah. No, it's funny just because I was talking to a coworker right before this who is older than me by a decent amount. And he was very anxious and was like, I can't focus this week. I was like, it's just really interesting the way we all deal with things.
Yeah. Well, I'm really good at denial, so that's kind of how I get through the day.
Well, I think that's what I'm doing too.
For sure.
How was your Halloween?
It was fine. Didn't really do anything. I think. What did I do? I was streaming on Halloween. 1J soon on twitch.com. I was playing Pokemon Pocket. It's like a new phone game that came out for
Oh.
Pokemon. It's like the cards, right? It's originally a trading card game. So they
Hmm.
released like a version that you can play on your phone, and you open cards on your phone and you build your deck and you can fight other people and stuff. So I've spent a lot of the last 5 days playing that, which has been
That's
fun.
fun. It seems like Pokemon is always on the election schedule.
Maybe, I don't
Who could
know.
forget Pokemon go to the polls?
Smart. I think it's like also a
Well,
good
it didn't work.
distraction.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it works this time.
Yeah. Well, Hillary's the one who said Pokemon go to the polls, which.
Oh, don't jinx it.
Yes.
Um,
Um, did you
that
catch them all?
no, I still have so many cards I can't get. But you get to open 2 packs a day for free. I haven't spent any money yet, but stay tuned to next week. So yeah.
Well, we both know. Okay, as soon as that first paycheck hits, you'll be shop-a-lopping.
I was really thinking. I was like, should we have named the podcast "Live, Laugh, Spend" instead?
It's not too late. I don't think we've yet cracked.
It would definitely. I feel like that's a
the
different
podcast
podcast
either.
But it would be like a different theme, right?
You heard it here first. We've trademarked Live, Laugh, Spend Pod.
Oh, yeah.
That actually is a really good idea. I think it would need to be guest driven, but you could have people on to talk about their spending habits in a funny way.
Ramit Sethi vibes. Love it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking, well, maybe that is. I would just want to, well, anyways, we can workshop it. I just think it'd be really fun for like everyone to tell you like the crazy ways that they really like luxury spend.
Yeah, I would enjoy that too.
I know you would.
Stay tuned for next week when we launch our second podcast.
I think it's a fun idea too because, well, I'm always looking for new ideas on how to luxury spend. Plus it would be funny because we all spend differently.
It's true. Anyways, how was your Halloween?
Halloween was fun. Okay, where do you fall on this? So Halloween was that Thursday or was that
Thursday?
Wednesday? Halloween was on Thursday. In my opinion, that should have been the end of it. Do you agree?
Okay,
yeah.
Yes, and isn't Dia de los Muertos after though? So that feels like kind of extends the Halloween vibe a little bit. But I think
maybe vibe, but as someone who did a Dia de los Muertos cultural project in college to get my California graduation requirement, it's not meant to be a continuation of Halloween.
That's true. Well, we went out on Saturday and nobody was dressed up, so that felt regular.
Oh, they were in New York, which is where I was. But that's good. I agree. That's not how it should be. Next year, Halloween's on a Friday, so then that becomes the Halloween weekend. Yeah. But this year, Thursday should have been the end of it. But it was fun. I went to take my husband's niece, my niece as well. But is that what you say?
I think you just say niece.
Yes, my niece. I went to take my niece and her brother trick-or-treating in Brooklyn with a group of other children, and it was really fun because Halloween's not my favorite holiday, but just like seeing the joy of children's Halloween is really fun. But what was really crazy to me was like these kids, and maybe it's a New York thing, maybe it's a health thing, I don't know, maybe it's generational. But like these kids do not care about candy the same way that at least I cared about candy as a kid. Like, what was your trick-or-treat vibe like as like a youth? And we famously were in the same area.
I mean, we would go in our neighborhood and there was like a decent amount of kids and all the houses like would give out candy. I never was very excited about candy as a kid. So like for one, I didn't like chocolate.
You would love it in Brooklyn.
I only liked like sour candy. So they used to give, what were those? Sweet tarts. That was like my favorite one to get. Mm-hmm. And caramel.
Did you like Shock Tarts?
Yes, those are good. But I never really cared. Like we would dump because my sister is 4 years older than me, so there was a lot of trick or treating together. And we would just dump all our candy in like a big bucket, and then it would just sit like in our house for like the whole year, and we just occasionally like have a piece of candy. Didn't care.
I'm shocked by this. That's not my culture. I was a trick-or-treating little bitch. I had like route maps. I had my cul-de-sacs that I knew were not worth the efforts. I knew
Wow.
which house to avoid because they would give me like a juice that I didn't like, and it was heavy in my bag. I was a very weak little kid. Um, and then my candy at my house, I'm one of four kids. My candy was my candy. And so we would like spend Halloween sorting into circles and then we would trade. But then like everyone was very much like, this is my candy. And like, death to you if you touch it.
Wow. I would say this
I'm
tracks
shocked to hear
though,
you're a sharer.
but you're always about like getting the best deal. So this makes sense that
Sure.
you're gonna like figure that out versus I truly am just more live, laugh, spend. I just I see it, I like it, I want it, I got it.
You're right. I do love to maximize in a luxurious manner.
But it also like I feel like it's really brings more of the fun to the holiday because you're like making a whole big deal out of it versus I guess for me it was always about like the costume. Like I like the dress up part the most.
Oh, see, and I have no creative skills. And so my costume was always terrible, and I always dreaded having to figure something out.
So
I
you're
was
the
always really
costume.
lame.
Your costume is the mechanism to get the candy, and for me, the
Yeah.
candy is the reason to have the costume.
Well, it's giving drag queen.
Well, stay tuned.
Well, that's fun. Yeah, so yeah, Halloween was fun. Um, and yeah, I had a good weekend in New York. I saw Cyndi Lauper on her farewell tour.
I saw.
And yes, it's always fun to see her, but you know, I think she's agreed it's time to hang it up. I think I now agree it's time to hang it up.
Well, yeah, it's probably time.
Yeah, but Sam Smith came out and they sang True Colors together, and that was really cute. Um, oh, in Sam Smith related news, their ex, Brandon Flynn, who I have a big crush on, just got married, I saw today. Did you see this?
No.
Okay, well, so yeah, he met his now husband. I guess he was doing a play for him, and guess the name of the play?
Uh,
Think Inappropriate Gay.
I don't know.
And even funnier, this is, I literally saw this on the Vogue Weddings Instagram. The name of the play was called Prince. And they did
That's
not bleep out the slur.
well, they should say it.
Vogue Weddings can say it.
They get the pass. I mean, speaking of passes,
Well, I know we have to talk about it.
yeah. So we're talking about the Jason Kelce incident. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah.
Do you have like the details? Do you want to recap it?
I'll recap it and you tell me if I'm wrong.
We'll see. I don't know all the details. That's what I was asking you.
Oh, I do know what I believe to be the details. So
Okay.
Jason was out in public. I don't know where. That's a detail I'm missing. But he was out in public, was being followed by a bunch of like young men who were kind of harassing him and videoing him, trying to like get a reaction. And one of them said to him, how does it feel that like your brother is a for dating Taylor Swift, which there's this whole like Republican thing now of like fellas, is it gay to like date a woman? But it's just like what anyways. It's crazy. And they were all up in his face, and Jason like went upon hearing this, grabs the guy's phone, smashes it, which like, okay, what a power move, and then says to him, who's the now? And some people are upset and some people think it's fine that he said it. Where do you stand? Or do you want me to start? You go first.
I'm not necessarily upset. Like the word doesn't really upset me in the same way that I think it upsets certain groups of people.
Yeah.
Um, Although now I'm remembering like my hate crime story. But anyways, I don't feel like he should have said that necessarily. Like, I think I saw this tweet that it was basically like, I sent it to you. I don't remember what it said, but it was like someone who's like, oh, I'm really attracted to him now that he said that, basically.
Yeah.
Um, I think there's just like this sort of fantasy that I have in my head of like taking down the oppressor. And like if somebody called me that, I would love to break their phone and say that back to them, right? So I think that's what
Yeah.
I enjoyed about it, is like somebody by proxy, like me doing it by proxy is kind of what it felt like. And so that makes him feel like powerful and not physically attractive, but like it like ups his aura to me, I guess, is how I felt about
Yeah. Yeah. No, it didn't bother me because for me, it's like he didn't like use it as an insult, like, you know, or on his own. It was like a very heated moment. Someone tried to insult him with it. He like proves the point by smashing the phone. And then in a way, I feel like stands up for us by being like, who's that now? And make the person using it as an insult, like think about what that means or how that feels to be called that or whatever, I guess. So it just doesn't bother me because it wasn't used maliciously, in my opinion, or at least to my knowledge.
it. Yeah. I mean, he definitely, I don't think, thought about it. It was like, I'm going to use this word. Like, it'd be one thing if the person didn't say it first and then he just picked that word to use as the insult.
Yeah,
But that's
no,
not
it
what
would be totally
happened.
different.
So I don't know. I've seen most people like just being like excited about it than people that were mad about it. So maybe that's just my
Yeah, I
side of the
haven't
internet.
really. Yeah, I know. Well, it's kind of like the when Bowen was Moo Dang, and people said it was making fun of Chapel, but it was actually defending her. But it is a comedy show, so to get that,
Yeah.
you have to be willing to laugh.
And so like in this instance, it's like an idiot jerk like had something bad happen to them, and we love to see that.
Yeah, I agree. No, so it's like again, if he just was driving past a random like person and called him that, then that would be a different issue for me. But that just to me is not what happened. So that's my opinion. Okay, do you have a win or loss of the week?
Well, I have several.
Oh my god.
Okay, so my
What's going
win,
on?
I don't know which one to be should be my official win. I guess I'll just
That's
stick with
good.
my Wicked brand. So my W. Okay, I here's this is a real good W because it staved off a potential L. So I had agreed to babysit for my sister a long time ago, and it's like a 3 day, like they're going out of town for the weekend, and
Oh, okay.
turns out the dates I agreed to was the weekend of the Wicked movie premiere. So I was like, I'm not going to be able to go see it because the kids are like, I can't take them to see the movie. It's too long. Like the one is 4 years old. He's not going to sit through that. I don't know if they're going to get
Yeah.
scared or whatever. So I was like, oh my God, how am I going to see this movie now? Like, I'm going to have to wait like days after everybody's talking about it on the internet, and I'm going to be the one sitting at home,
Yeah.
haven't watched it. So I Googled like early
I'm
advance
gonna see it and slam your phone
screenings.
down and say, "Who's the wicked Nista now?"
uh, well, okay, so I Googled like early advanced screenings, and I found
Mhm.
out here's a pro tip to all of you other Wickednistas. If you are
Who?
an Amazon Prime member, you have access to early advanced screenings on Monday, November 18th.
Wait, I didn't know this.
So I'm going on November 18th to see it.
Wait, maybe I want to go November 18th to see it.
Check it out.
Oh
So I was
my
super excited
god.
about that. So now I'm going to get to see it before I babysit the kids, and um, that's my W.
Wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to well, it's so annoying. Anyways, I'm gonna have to see if I can make that a win for me too.
I'm glad it was so easy because you do not know how distraught I was about maybe not getting to see the movie until 3 days later.
Yeah. Oh my god, no, that would be terrible for you and really bad for your brand.
Yes. I would have had to do something to find my way into some screening. I don't know.
Yeah, that's really fun. Well, my win, it's very important for me to be culturally up to date on, the happenings. And I feel like the big gay guy thing in New York right now is Nicole Scherzinger in Sunset Boulevard. Um, and my husband saw it a couple weeks ago when he was there on like an emergency work trip. He had one night free, and I didn't get to see it. And so I had Saturday afternoon free, and we got like the worst tickets in the world. We got like $79 third level balcony where like part of the stage was blocked. But I got
Wow.
to see it, and it was really good. And dramatic and like queer and queeny and so fun. So that was my win of the week. And it's nice to have one again because I've been having a rough
You're
run.
overdue, for sure.
So maybe my real win of the week is that I have things
I
in
hadn't
contention.
I hadn't heard of the musical. It is a musical, I assume, because she's a singer, right?
Yes, yes. It's originally a movie.
That sounds right.
Yeah, from 1950. Um, and okay, well, you've definitely heard. Well, it's so funny. Trump loves this movie, and he talks about it all the time. Sunset, and he says it Sunset Boulevard. Um, and it's like the funniest thing to me. Um, that's the other, like his movie taste is so, and his music taste is so Broadway theater, New York, like gay. It's
Cleaning
crazy
out.
to me that yeah, he is who he is. Anyways, well, what it's about is, oh, and then the musical was adapted by Andrew Lloyd Webber from the movie.
Oh,
Um,
so it's a flop.
everyone everyone agrees that the storyline of the musical is not incredible, but the performances are really great.
Well, that's fair.
And they did some really cool stuff with like screens and video of the actors in a way that it was just unique. And then Act Two opens with like the cast doing a number out on the actual New York street in front of the theater, and it follows them around, and security's out like clearing people out of the way and stuff. Um, so
That's
it was just
cool.
really entertaining,
It's very
and done in a way that
VMAs.
like
Very
yes, I
VMAs
hadn't seen
vibes.
before. Yes. So yeah, it was fun. I would recommend it if people are interested.
Well, I like her. Like, I would see it just to go see her do something, I think.
She was phenomenal, and her voice is really like incredible. But it is funny because it is becoming this like gay guy thing where like everyone's going and everyone's talking about it. So like Patti Lupone is going on Wednesday. And she said that in an interview. So all these gay guys are
Oh
buying
my
tickets
God.
for the Wednesday show so they can watch it with Patty.
That's funny. Well,
And
speaking of...
then
Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I'll finish. the She has, I mean, she sings several songs, but she has one huge number in each act. And she often gets like standing ovations in them. But now the gays are starting to scream like, yes, queen and stuff. And it's all very like, you're supposed to be very proper in a Broadway theater, golf claps and, cheers at the
Yeah.
end. But, it's no talking, it's no phones. And like, it feels like we're moving into bad audience territory.
Well, that's fair. But I feel like the culture could evolve a little to let the gays queen out in the theater. Respectfully.
Yeah. Well, that's the problem, is when is it respectful and when is it not? The other thing I saw, did you have a topic change?
I was just going to talk about Patti Lupone and the Disney show, which I don't know if you've seen that, but...
I know about it, and there were so many Agathas out and about, but I don't know anything about it beyond that.
It doesn't have to be a full topic, but she had an amazing episode, Patti Lupone, in the show. And it was a really, really good show. Very queer-coded, very lesbian vibes, bisexual vibes. So highly recommend it to anybody who may be listening. Go watch it.
That's
if you
fun.
Gay stuff.
Does she sing?
Yes, it's well, it's not like a full musical kind of show, but there's like one song that they kind of it's weaved in and out throughout pretty much all the episodes, and she does slay it.
Got it. That's fun. Um, well, to wrap up the gay guy audience behavior, the other thing I saw in New York is called the Big Gay Jamboree, and it's
Okay.
the woman who wrote and did Titanic. It's like her next thing, so it's just very like absurd and like a comedy, whatever. But the gay guy behind me was the whole time like being like, "Oh yes, oh say that," like in this way that just is like, I don't know. I think that in the theater, audiences need to be respectful. You're ruining the show.
That's correct. So there's this musical I wanted to see that was made by Alaska. It's called Drag the Musical.
Oh yeah,
And I
I
was
want to see it
listening
too.
to a podcast that I love, Sloppy Seconds, and Meatball was telling about how she went to see it, and Willem was sitting next to her, and someone in the audience, like I guess like on stage, someone asked like a rhetorical question, like the actor, and the person in the audience like yelled something out like an answer, and Willem I guess turned around and stared, like glared at them, and just yelled really loud, "You don't have any lines, so shut up." And like the whole theater heard it. It's like that's what needs to happen.
That's really good.
People need to be put in
I
their
think,
place.
yeah, I think it's this post-COVID thing of like, people listening to video and music out loud on their phones without headphones, like on subway or on planes and stuff. And then people talking in theaters. I think people got so used to just being at home all the time and seeing things. Um,
So
Also, it's like, go ahead.
this actually reminded me of. It's really funny how I don't try to bring everything back to Wicked, but it just does. So when I was in like maybe the 6th or 7th grade, I went to see Wicked with my friend and his family. Like they invited me to go with them,
Which
and
friend?
oh, oh, maybe I'll bleep it.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember
Oh, yeah.
him?
I haven't heard that name in years.
Yeah. And so we were sitting there, and there's this scene in Wicked where, oh no, what if I get the details wrong? um, there's like
Okay, I'll mark the clip.
the professor is like a goat, right? And
Yeah.
someone writes like a goat slur on the whiteboard. It says like animals should be seen and not heard or something like that. And my friend's sister like kind of reads it under her breath, and like we're not really near the stage, like we're kind of up there, so she's like, animals should be seen and not heard, and then she just blurts out very loudly, that's messed up. So I do think it's always been happening. It's just, I don't know.
I think you're right, but I do think it's gotten worse. Cause like, okay, I also just like when I'm out and about, I feel like people are farting so much more than they used to.
uh what
Now
a
that you
great,
think about it, have you noticed that?
I mean, sounds like it's a you thing. I don't
Hmm.
know.
Well, anyways, I feel like pre-COVID people were more conscientious, and I feel like it's showing up in a myriad of ways.
Well, also, I probably American diets have gotten worse over the years.
Yeah, and we're getting older, and I hang out with older people.
Do you have an
Okay,
L?
do you have a loss of the week? A loss of the week, an L of the week. Yeah, for once, I kind of don't. It's been
That's
like,
huge.
I mean, I'm very stressed out about my job right now, but not in like a bad way. But that's not interesting. I can't really talk about it.
Okay. Well, I have
So
an
that
L
would
I could
be
share.
okay.
So my L is I tried to stream from the zoo last week to do a live stream, and the signal kept cutting out and it wouldn't work. And I was very upset. I was like gonna go. I had this like whole plan of what I was gonna do to show on the stream and talk or whatever. Um, and I guess there's just not good enough signal there, which is unfortunate. So we went to the zoo for no reason. Although we do have passes, so I didn't have to like pay buy a ticket to get in.
Yeah.
but it was just like a big flop day. It made me feel bad.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That does suck. I was laughing at you not that long ago because literally nobody I know goes to the zoo more than you.
Well, it's like it's a nice place to go. Like it is one of the best zoos in the country, if not the best.
Yeah. How
Um,
far is it from you?
like a 6 minute drive, maybe.
Okay, well that's very convenient.
Yeah, and it's nice to walk around. Like there's lots of plants. It's outside. Like it's huge. So if you like, you will just want to like walk around, get some exercise. You can do that. They sell beer. There's a restaurant with cocktails. So I mean, we rarely go by ourselves. Like I go with my niece and nephew a lot, or people bring their kids. Like friends will come, so then we go. But that's kind of why I go a lot. It's because of the friends usually.
I didn't realize it was so close to you. I take back what I said.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, well, I don't take back the part where you do go more than anyone I know, but I take back the part where I thought it was funny.
It's at Balboa Park, so it's like literally in the middle of the city. It's really nice.
Got it. That is very convenient. I've been like obviously as a kid, but I don't remember the last time I went to a real zoo.
Well, maybe next time you come visit.
That sounds fun.
Maybe not.
I would say my L of the week. I was in Vegas for work, as everyone knows, and I had to wake up at 5 a.m. on Wednesday, and I had to fly in real economy on American Airlines, not even extra leg room. They don't have TVs on the seats. It was tight as shit, and I had to connect, and it was just not a nice experience for me. So I'm gonna give that as my L.
That is a very big L, but I know people will hate us for saying that as the L.
Listen, everyone has choices as we discussed on our luxury spending podcast. For me, luxury travel, number one category. I don't fly economy if I don't absolutely have to. And sometimes I do.
Yeah. That is very me too. Like I will not go. I will not travel. Like when I quit my job, I was like, I'm never getting on a plane till I get another job because I will only fly. Like at least premium economy, if not first. So I
No,
just resigned to not going anywhere.
yeah. I have a friend who like just loves traveling, doesn't care about it, would rather take like 4 economy trips than one business class trip. And I love and respect that for her. And I would rather take one business class trip than 4 economy trips.
That is exactly
That's
me.
just how I live my life. I'm also so good at the points and miles game. I do feel like I should be a guest on a points and miles podcast. But I figure out all the little tricks and things. So not that I never have shelled out full price, but I'm often like for Christmas I booked my flight. I told you this before, but I got a business class flight in Christmas, 199 or one way for 699, which is obviously, expensive, but like if you wait and aren't booking Christmas flights till now, like that's approximately what people will pay to fly in economy.
Yeah.
And so I am good at it, even though definitely I'm not always paying an economy price to ride up front.
That's true. My other W, it's a smaller W, and it's gonna sound very mean, but I think you would appreciate it. Is I played a tennis match this weekend.
With the person you hate?
No, it was with another woman because it was for the mixed doubles league, but it was someone I do love to play with, and we lost the first set 2-6. It was looking not good. The second set, we came back and won 6-2, but right near the end of the second set, the guy on the team, he was like beefing with me the whole time, like trying to hit it really hard at me repeatedly, and I was like getting 9 out of 10 back, so I don't know why he kept doing it. But he hit a ball to me, and I was at the net, and I don't know, backhand volleyed it, and it hit him right in the balls. So it's like, I wasn't trying to do that. I don't intend to hit people, like, to be mean. But, like, in that moment, because he was coming for me the whole time, it felt very
Yeah.
satisfying.
Oh
And
yeah.
technically, he had a chance to block it or hit it back, but he didn't. It wasn't going, like,
Yeah.
that fast that he couldn't have done anything, you know? So
Yeah.
like that was a nice little moment for me, and then we came back and won the tiebreak to win the whole match. It was really satisfying.
That is satisfying. Yeah, there is nothing funnier to me than like hitting people with a tennis ball.
It is. It's like
Because
I don't try to hit them like to be mean or to hurt them, but it's a free point.
no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to Sunset Boulevard, there's this one moment where Nicole Scherzinger knees the actor in the balls. Um, I was the only one in the theater who laughed. It was so funny. I really feel like we've moved away from, as a society, like kicking people in the balls, which is probably for the best. But when it comes to comedy, it can't be beat, and we need to bring it back in theater and film and
Wow.
television.
I mean, I don't disagree.
I don't want it to happen to me, but I want to watch it happen to others.
Okay, well, I'll get Steve-O on the phone and
Oh my god, I love them.
uh, yeah, that's probably a topic for a whole other episode. The
Yeah.
Jackass series and movies.
Yeah. I'm obsessed with those boys. I've seen it all, and I own the DVDs still to this day.
Wow.
And I went to see Jackass Forever, the last one, by myself. No one would go with me. I had a great time.
Well,
This mom, okay, parents are so crazy, and it's not the way I was raised, but I do respect, of course, everyone's individual choices. I was by myself. This mom asked if, like, her teenage son, he was probably, how old do you have to be to see an R-rated movie? 17.
yeah.
He was probably like 14, 15. She was like, do you mind if I go to another movie, and if they come in, you could say he's with you? And I was like,
Did you say
I said
no?
yes because I would have. I said yes because I am a nice person against what people may think. And I would have loved if someone did that for me as a kid. But I was like, what the fuck? Because now I almost am responsible for this kid. And what if I want to go do something?
But do people do that? I thought they just
I
like you
would say
have to
it's not.
be an adult to buy the ticket, and like then that's it.
No, I think I think the rule, and it's so dumb to me, the rated R movie rule, but is that you have to accompany your kid in.
Well, I think that's the rule, but in terms of like enforcement, do they really come in the theater and be like, that kid doesn't look 17 and there's no older person next to him? Let me go see how old he is. Like, who's doing that?
See, this is why young people don't like old people, because they forget the struggles. They do it, and they will come in and check and make sure.
Really?
Yeah, because like teens too, and this is something we all did. Remember Victoria Gardens? We would never go see movies there. We were trying to sneak in because they were so enforcing it. Yeah, kids will like buy tickets to other movies and then like sneak in.
Oh, I feel like I
There
did
was-
that
I
there.
Well, like, I'm not saying it never worked, but it was much easier to do at like the Ontario Mills, AMC and the Regal. But yeah, there was a movie recently, and it was like a kids movie that had like an unexpected box office surge several weeks after release, and the hypothesis was that like teens were buying tickets to that and then sneaking into a different movie, which I forget what it was, but it's like it's really still a thing.
Isn't it harder now? Because don't you get like assigned seats and stuff?
Yeah, it is harder now.
I remember we used to go see movies at the movie theater, and so many people would sneak in to like Victoria Gardens on a Friday night that people would be sitting on the stairs because there literally wasn't any more seats.
Yeah, I remember that too. That was in that. Ugh,
That was a
that
wild
was a small
period of
town,
time.
man. Oh my god, no. Okay, so the R-rated movie thing. I think I've told you this story before, but it's of course new for the pod. When I was living in Seattle, Bridget Jones's Diary 3 came out, whatever it's called, Edge of Reason, I think, which I love the Bridget Jones movies. I went to go see it with a couple of friends. I was probably, what, 23, 24. Like, I understood getting carded at a bar, but anyways, I buy my ticket for Bridget Jones. The woman at the box office cards me to see
Oh my God.
a 17-year-old movie. And I was so shocked and annoyed. I laughed in her face and she was so mad at me. But I'm like, I'm in the middle of downtown Seattle. I'm like, obviously, like, I look like this. I'm not 16.
Yeah, it's wild. Maybe she was just hate criming you.
Maybe. It's been known to happen.
Well, one thing is, as you get older, you know, it's nice to get carded these days.
I've moved on. I don't want to get carded. Mind your own business.
Okay, sorry.
Well, what's so funny about it, too, you probably had a similar experience, is just the whiplash of, like, gay spaces and non-gay spaces. Because, like, gay spaces, you know, they're getting, like, these twinks trying to sneak in and stuff. Like, if you have seen a 20-year-old, you know that I don't look like one.
Yeah.
And at Gayland, I'm always waved right in. But as soon as I'm out at, like, a non-gay establishment, I do get carded. And the difference is really funny to me.
Yeah.
But it's also like different culture vibes. Like in New York, you don't get carded anywhere, including like at the liquor store where they like have the most incentive to card you.
Yeah. There's this bar near my neighborhood. It's a straight bar, and they always get shut down for like serving minors. But it's like
the West Hollywood Pavilions got a notice a couple weeks ago.
Pavilions. Wow. Who thought that would be the place?
Well, it's very convenient if you're trying to pregame for the bars. Well, if you have no money.
But how are you getting into the bars if you're not 21?
Because of what I just said.
No.
If you Gayland's a little more. That's a little more. Gayland's a little more. Come on in.
Well, you got me there. Okay, I wanted to ask you about this.
Yes.
This weekend, I went to a birthday party, and I met, like, I only knew, like, 2 people in the whole group of people. And I met this couple.
How many people would you estimate?
Like 30-ish.
Okay.
So I was talking to this couple, and they were from Utah. And so I was like, Mormon? And they kind of, like, were talking to me and my husband, and they were like, how long have you been together? And I was like, 1, I don't know dates, and 2, I can't do math. So you're gonna have to ask him. So anyways, I think we're coming up on like 7 years. And they asked us, they were like, are you feeling the itch? And I was like, what? That's what do you mean? And they're like, the 7-year itch. Have you ever heard of that? And I was like, I've never heard of that. So I wanted to ask you if you've heard of it and if it's a Mormon thing.
I've definitely heard of it. So were they Mormon?
Turns out, well, I don't know if they're going to listen to this, but one of them is like an ex-Mormon. And he has 4 kids, which is cool, but he divorced his wife, and now he's living his gay life. So good for him. But like, I did a little research, and well, they did tell us the 7-year itch is basically like the midlife crisis for being in a relationship, where you're like, you go through like a stressful period or something. And there was a movie made with Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I knew about the
7-year itch, and that's kind of like where, and the saying existed before then, but it originally meant something else. It was about like getting sick for 7 years or something. So I was just curious if you've heard of it. I don't really think it's a Mormon thing, but he was like, everybody knows what that is back home.
Yeah, I did know what that was before this. I don't think it's a Mormon thing, because to your point, the Marilyn Monroe movie is, I think it's part in popular culture.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like it more just stems from like people getting bored or needing change, you know? I think that's where it comes from. But I definitely think it's like straight culture, because if you're gay and you need to change, you just open up.
Yeah. They were like, "What's your secret to being together so long?" And I was like, "So
How
long."
long
And I
had
was
they been
like,
together?
"I think they're coming up on 5 years,
Oh, okay.
but 7 years is a long time in gay years."
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to give my whole life story away to them or the pod, but what I said is that um, for me, what I found has helped and has made the 7 years like really easy is like being very independent and having our own lives and hobbies and friends, and we're not codependent on each other. And we basically do what we want to do, and we are there for each other when we need each other, and we still go out on dates every week, but we do a lot of activities separately.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's good.
What about you? Are you feeling the itch?
We've been together 6+ years now. I'm not feeling the itch in a leave my husband kind of a way.
Well, that's good.
No, but what am I feeling? I think just like, yeah, just a little bit of like, what's the next, step or next thing in life. Like I've been at this job almost 6 years and I like it. I have no plans to leave, but like that feels very stable. I'm very good at that. My relationship feels very stable, very good at that. Um, but then it's like, okay, but what else like am I doing? I think that definitely feels like something on my mind. But like the podcast, as an example, is fun and helping fulfills like some of that, which is just more about doing more things I want to be doing for myself, I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you think you still
Um,
need to find like some more things to help give you more joie de vivre? Is that what that means?
yeah. I don't know. Because I don't really have. I don't know. I don't know. Because I feel like my life is so. It will be so packed, and then all of a sudden, like, I'll have a week with nothing going on. It doesn't feel very, like, evenly distributed. So it's like there's weeks where I do really feel like, oh, I wish I was doing more things, or like playing tennis again more regularly, or whatever it is. And then weeks where, like, this one as an example, where like I have so many things I have to get done. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do them. And I couldn't fit in processing, like, trying to make a new friend or like being able to go do another hobby for the most part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's tough to say because, like, I don't know how to find balance. Does it exist?
No. I think it's
Or
fake.
maybe that is the balance, is like crazy and not crazy.
Yeah, well, I think there's like busy periods of life and calmer periods in general. So,
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, genuinely, like, I'm loving the podcast. I do think I want to keep being more creative. It is making me, I have in the past had dreams of being a comedian. Um, I think that I'm a little too soft for that. I've built, a nice, comfortable life, and I don't have it in me to go to all these open mics and, go play these shitty, shitty clubs in the middle of nowhere. Like, that's not something I have in me anymore. But, it does make me think and want to be more creative and not, I don't know, not rest on my laurels, I would say.
that makes sense. I mean, I think you could try like making a TikTok account and like posting funny videos and stuff.
Yeah. No, there's options and ideas. I mean, I think like and I'm very grateful to you for this, for the sort of pushing it forward. Is like I just have that thing of like a smart person who has so many ideas and just know it doesn't push myself to actually do them.
Yeah.
And so that's a problem.
Well, it is hard, but I think it's one of those things where it's like once you get some momentum in doing like pushing yourself, it gets easier.
No, I think that's definitely correct. For sure. So we'll see. But I don't know. I will say, can you believe that it's time?
For
Christmas!
oh no, first Wicked's coming, then Christmas.
Yeah, but it's all part of it.
I went to my sister's house and she already has a Christmas tree up.
Good for her.
Just this is November.
I'm jealous.
3rd, I went
The 4th.
there.
Yeah. I'm jealous. Good for her.
I will say it's not her full Christmas tree because she has a smaller Harry Potter Christmas tree, and that's the one that she put up.
Oh, got it.
It's very millennial coded.
Yeah. Mine will be up before Thanksgiving, but it won't be up this week.
Wow.
But Mariah announced that it's time, which she's the one who decides.
I saw
And
the wax statue. Did you see it?
oh yeah, didn't she look good?
It looked good, yeah. I wonder how many times
She's so funny to
like,
me.
approve and deny. Like,
Knowing her.
that's probably why it took them so long to do it, because she's probably been trying to do it for 10 years.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see Mariah at the Hollywood Bowl on Friday, so that is very exciting.
That is fun.
Kick off the holiday season. Thank you.
Could be hit or miss, I know. But
yeah, but it'll be fun because, like, I mean, the bowl is so great, and I'm sure we'll get a special guest. I went to see her last year, and Ms. Ariana Grande and Jennifer Hudson came out, so that was special. So, fingers crossed for something.
I'll be hoping.
Yeah. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
We may have our first special guest next week, or we may not. Stay tuned.
I can't wait to find out, personally.
Yeah. That's it.
Thanks for listening, everyone. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify under Baby That's Kant, and we're also on YouTube, Baby That's Kant. Again, I'm Joseph. You can find me on Instagram, Jojo_Patron.
And I'm Kip at Queen Kip.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Bye.